Today, we are living in the era of capitalism. Capitalism is an economic system where innovation and growth are achieved through competition in the market and private ownership is securely protected. It would be difficult to deny that Sir Samuel Romilly, a British law reformer and politician, was a provost of capitalism by promoting equal society, protecting individuals' private property and providing some people with the opportunity to be more productive. Born in a French immigrant family, he was naturally affected by French culture, and later on he was heavily influenced by the libertarianism of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, so he supported and studied French Revolution. At the time, France had a strictly rigid class system where rights and privileges were determined at birth. For example, there was a clear tax inequality amongst the estates, where the first and second estate were partially exempt from the capitation tax, and the regressive dime disproportionately hit the third state. Furthermore, on the eve of the revolution, the Gini coefficient was approximately at an agonising 0.59, whilst wealth inequality leapt higher. With rampant inequality and a famine to follow due to poor harvests, this drove the revolution, which destructed class system and brought equality. Therefore, anyone could secure property rights and people could become successful through their own merit, not through a class system. This demonstrates the dynamic capitalist system where people have incentive to work and gain an income as they have their own private property to grow in a market where efficiency is appreciated rather than inheritances. During Romilly's time, the use of capital punishment was implemented for the craziest of crimes to anyone. He strongly believed that it was the certainty of punishment rather than the severity of punishment that was the true deterrent to crime. He gathered statistics showing that despite the increasing use of the death penalty during the 18th century, the number of crimes had not decreased. In fact, it increased. He tried to make the punishment of crime more certain than severe, reducing the people killed by capital punishment and protect private property from being stolen. This ultimately promoted capitalism by expanding markets, as more people could participate in market and could mutually benefit from a two-sided exchange rather than a one-sided theft. Romilly also was a strong advocate for the abolishment of slavery, working with both Jeremy Bentham and William Wilberforce. It is clear again that his social work for the emancipation of slaves promoted both equality and human rights. Despite abolishment bringing equality, economists Conrad and Mayer argue that slavery can bring equal or higher returns than capital investments such as railroad bonds. However, after the emancipation of the slaves, the newly freed members of society were allowed to be educated and followed paths in life which offered incentives to them, which means they could become more efficient and productive. As we can see, capitalism formulates the social frame, but it is also affected by social components such as human rights, equality, crime, and law. Thus, by looking at the characteristics of capitalism more deeply, we could find the optimal way to adjust the capitalist system.